Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. Immanuel Kant. In the shadows of our reality, where reason crumbles, there lies something beyond, something elusive yet ever present, what the Stoics called physis, the force of nature itself, and what mystics have long whispered about, the divine, the ineffable. We attempt to grasp it, yet it slips through our fingers like sand. We try to name it, to contain it within the walls of our understanding. But this metaphysical space remains ungraspable. The human mind, bound by the constraints of time, language, and logic, stands on the edge of a precipice, staring into a vast expanse, a realm where the known dissolves into the unknown. We inhabit the known world, the world of sensation, of time, of logic. But beneath it, there is another reality, a space where the divine lingers, where human reason falters. This space is not easily seen, not easily understood. It exists in the fringes of our awareness, yet guides us in ways we cannot explain. Kant wrote about the limits of human understanding, how we can only perceive the phenomena, the surface of things. But beyond it lies the noumenon, the thing in itself, that which is beyond sensory experience, beyond comprehension. This metaphysical space is not governed by our rules. It is a sacred space where the divine, the unknowable, makes itself known, not through clarity, but through mystery. Imagine stepping through a doorway, entering a place where your thoughts no longer make sense, where time stretches and contracts and every step you take is filled with doubt. In this space, there are no straight paths, no clear truths. The divine, the metaphysical, isn't something to be understood, only experienced with all its uncertainty. In every tradition, in every civilization, there have been sacred spaces, places where the divine reveals itself, where the veil between the mundane and the mystical wears thin. But what makes these spaces sacred? What draws humanity to them time and time again, seeking something beyond the physical? Perhaps it is the realization that within these spaces we are forced to confront what we cannot know. The Stoics believed that to live in harmony with nature, we must first recognize our own limitations, the limits of our reason, the constraints of our mind. To step into the metaphysical space is to surrender to a higher order, to acknowledge that there are forces at work beyond our control, beyond our understanding. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Yet here in this sacred space, time itself bends, and our anxieties rise as we confront the unknown, as we face the divine forces that move invisibly, shaping our existence in ways we cannot yet comprehend. The power of intention in shaping reality. It is said that our thoughts shape our reality, that what we perceive, and even what we experience, is influenced by our intentions, by the silent workings of our minds. This idea is as ancient as it is profound. Modern philosophy echoes this in ways that resonate with ancient wisdom. In this metaphysical space, we encounter something profound, the power of intention. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." What we bring into the metaphysical space, the divine field, is what shapes our journey through it. If we enter with fear, we will encounter fear. If we step in with hope, we will find paths illuminated in the darkness. But what does it mean to truly influence this space? Can we, through sheer will or intention, bend reality to fit our desires? Or is this power merely the reflection of deeper truths that we have yet to uncover? We walk through life shaping the world not through control, but through alignment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." In this metaphysical realm, our thoughts do more than reflect. They create, mold, and shift the landscape around us. The divine responds not through words, but through the unspoken language of intention. But what happens when we encounter the unknown, when we step into this space without certainty, without knowledge, without a map? Fear takes hold. The metaphysical space is not just a place of mystery. It is a place of terror for the unprepared mind. And yet it is here, in the very heart of this fear, that the greatest transformations occur. As the ancient mystics knew, fear is a doorway, a threshold. Seneca believed that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. In this space, fear is not a barrier but a guide, a force that shapes our encounter with the divine. To face it is not to conquer it, but to understand that fear is part of the journey. It is a reflection of our own limitations, our own inability to comprehend what lies beyond. In the metaphysical space, fear is transformed. It ceases to be an obstacle and becomes a mirror, showing us not the divine itself, but our reaction to it. The fear we feel is the fear of losing control, of stepping into something larger than ourselves. But, as Marcus Aurelius once wrote, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The divine, the higher force, exists whether we fear it or embrace it. And in this space, we are given the chance to let go of our fears, to step beyond them, into a new understanding, one where the boundaries between self and the divine dissolve. The metaphysical space, the sacred, the divine, is not something to be understood. It is something to be experienced. It is where our reason fails, where our intentions shape reality, and where fear becomes our greatest teacher. In this space, the divine speaks not in words, but in the silence between them. Do not seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly. Epictetus. And so, we stand on the edge of this space, knowing that we cannot know, that we cannot grasp, but we can experience. And perhaps, in this surrender, we find the truth we've been seeking all along.